by the outside, that is there. So this is the volume here, cubic unit we can write, or just answer we can write cubic unit. This is the volume, because volume is in cubic unit. This is the answer here, 4 root 3 upon 5 into pi, or 4 root 3 pi upon 5. Okay, that is the question we have done. Now let me take next question. Now question number 5, let me talk about. Okay, now question number 5, what did it say? Let us talk about question number 5. Question number 5 says that prove that the volume generated by the revolution of the tractrix x equal to a cos t plus 1.2 a log tan square 1.2 t. Okay, x equal to this, x equal to a cos t plus half a log of t tan square half t, and y is equal to a sin t. About its asymptote is equal to half the volume of a sphere of the radius a. This is question number 5. First let me write what is this question here. This is question the tractrix. This is the tractrix. X equal to, what is the tractrix here? X equal to a, it is cos t, a cos t plus half a log of, it is tan square half t angle, x equal to this. Okay, and y is equal to, it is a into sin t, a into sin t. All right, it is a into sin t. This is second equation, and this is the first equation. The two parametric equations of the given curve are given. This is tractrix here. About its asymptote, first we have to know that what is this question. What is this? I mean curve of this. So this curve will be obtained as x upon a whole 2 by 3 power plus y upon a whole 2 by 3 power is equal to 1. This Cartesian equation will be obtained from this whole. If I just solve this in this way, then this Cartesian equation of this kind, or we can write it as x raised to power 2 by 3 plus y raised to power 2 by 3 equal to a raised to power 2 by 3. This kind of Cartesian equation will be obtained. Okay, so if I put here this whole x raised to power 2 by 3 and this, or if I solve these two equations, x equal to this and y equal to this, okay, so this will give us this equation. This is what 2 by 3, but this equation is, in this case, if I take y will be obtained as plus minus 3. Sorry, this equation is not this, but this is a curve will be obtained where this is meeting the x-axis. I'm sorry, let me just first draw the curve. It says this kind of curve will be there. X-axis is the asymptote of this curve. Asymptote of this curve will be x-axis. Okay, so at this point this is 0 and a, 0 and minus a. Okay, and now this equation, this is x-axis here, origin, this is x dash axis, y-axis, this is y dash axis. This kind of curve will be obtained. Now, in this case, we have to find out that this curve is revolved around its asymptote. It says, prove that the volume generated by the revolution of the tractor is this. About its asymptote is equal to half the volume of a sphere of radius a. This whole curve, so limit we have to take from this pi to minus pi we can take, because it is t here. If I take t from minus pi to plus pi, in this case, here t equal to pi, if I take, here it is t equal to minus pi. Or we can take this half limit, this is pi by 2 here, here t equal to pi by 2. Or, okay, this pi by 2 to pi we can take limits, and twice of that or we can take minus pi 2 plus pi. Simple. That is the curve we will take. Okay, this is the curve. So limits of this curve will be either from 0 to this, then twice of that, because this curve is 0 to pi. If I take here t equal to 0 at this point, or this, sorry, pi by 2 to pi here, limits pi by 2 to pi or minus pi 2 plus pi, total limits. That curve, this solid will be open. Limits we can substitute minus pi 2 plus pi, no problem. Then twice 0 to pi. Twice 0 to pi, because this total curve is obtained. If I take elementary strip, this is P and P from this side. This is P and Q point. This is M and N point. Here again delta x here, and this is y coordinate of this. So x and y coordinates. But we have to convert this into parametric form. Okay, this is x here, this is y here. Parametric form we have to obtain. But curve will be of this kind. This we have done in curve tracing, okay, equations. So this equation is obtained in this way. But this curve is meeting the x-axis at the infinity. Okay, so this is the form of the curve here. Now here the limits are, let me just take the point here. Okay, so here limits are 0 to pi by 2 if I take, because this is twice volume, 0 to pi by 2. Why it is not this, it is t to pi by 2, 0 to pi by 2, because if I put here y0, t is 0 at that point, y0. If I put here t0, sorry, x0 here, if I substitute, then it will be infinity, t equal to infinity. So t is infinity at this point, or okay, so that is the point here. So limits are 0 to pi by 2 twice. But at this point, if I put pi by 2, in this case pi by 2, it is undoubtedly infinite. Sorry, this is 10 pi by 2, 10 pi by 4 degrees, so it is 1. Log 1 is 0, is 10 square 1.2. So okay, so if I put 0, it is 0, log 0 is infinity, so this is infinity then. At x equal to infinity, at t equal to 0. Here it is t0, so t equal to 0 here. At t equal to 0, x obtained as infinity. X obtained, x tends to infinity there. But log t sine 0, this is infinity then, so infinity plus this infinity is infinity. Now in this case, if t is 0, y is equal to a here. Y is equal to a in this case. Therefore y is a. T equal to 0, y is a here. This is a. Y is a. Okay, and this is infinity. This is what t limits are. So at 0 to pi by 2, and if I put pi by 2, then y is a at pi by 2. Y is equal to a, because sine is 1, 0, and this is 0 here, and this son log pi by 2 is 1, log 1 is 0, so this is 0 in that situation. So x will be 0 on this. So at t equal to pi by 2, so t equal to pi by 2, so we have to take this limit here, 0 to pi by 2 or pi by 2 to 0, doesn't matter, but in negative we will take that positive then. Okay, so that is the point. So twice 0 to pi by 2, this is not 0 here, this is t pi by 2, 0 to pi by 2, okay, or twice of that, because this volume is and twice of that. So solution, let me find out. So here volume of the solid of revolution. So I'm sorry, solution. So volume of the solid of revolution, solid generated, volume of the solid generated is elementary strips, volume is same. This is the pi into y square into dx here. So elementary strip is pi square into delta x. This is volume of elementary strip. Sorry, volume of elementary strip. What is that elementary strip? Let me take p, q, m, n. Same element, pi square into dx. This is the elementary strip. Revolve around this. Now 0 to pi by 2 or pi by 2 to 0, same thing but negative value, so that will be positive. So 0 to pi by 2 get put, but it is twice of this, because this volume is also included. or we can take here 0 to pi by 2. This volume can be taken. Just take from the left hand side, where t0 again, it is 0 here. Okay, or we can take here t minus pi, that is t plus pi. T pi is 0, then y is 0 in that situation, but then not at pi but at 0 only. So this is 0 to pi by 2. We can take out this pi by 2 0. Twice 0 to pi by 2 total volume is. Okay, and this is pi into y square into dx. Can be written as dx dt into dt. Now substituting the value in terms of t, that is the value. Now let me solve it. Okay, so the volume will be y into dx dt. Dx dt is this value, and a sin t. So y is a sin t, twice pi 0 to pi by 2, and y square is a square into sin square t into dx dt. What is dx dt here? Let me first solve that. Dx dt, this is the figure we have drawn. Okay, so now let me take what is dx dt. Dx dt here will be differentiation of this. What is differentiation of this? This is a differentiation of cos t is minus sin t plus 1 upon 2 as it is, a as it is, log tan square 1 upon 2 t is first 1 upon tan square half t. Now tan square half t is again differentiated. First it will be twice tan of 1.2 t. Again tan 1.2 t is in t is differentiated. Tan t is tan t into sec t. Second square t. So it will be second square 1.2 t. Tan t differentiation is sec square t. This is sec square 1.2 t. But 1.2 t is not t alone, so by function of a function method 1.2 t is again differentiated. T is 1.2 multiplied 1.2, so this 2 and this 2 cancel out. Okay, so it will give us minus a sin t, first step, plus this is 1.2 a into 10 half t, 110 t cancel out, and so it is sec square t. Let me write sec square half t divided by 10 half t, that means sin half t upon cos half t. So 1 cos t, 1 second square t is 1 upon cos square half t. 1 cos t cancel out, so it will be, okay, 1 upon sin t into cos t. Let me take that, minus a sin t plus this is 1.2a. So it will come as 1 upon cos square half t and 1 cos t cancel out. So it will be 1 upon sin half t into cos half t. It is left over. So it is nothing but, if I multiply by 2, it is 2 sin half t into cos t. It is 1 upon sin t. 1 upon sin t is cosec t. Okay, so it is nothing but minus a into sin t, or let me write plus this is 1 upon a upon 2 into sin half t into cos half t. Now 2 sin a cos a equal to sin 2 theta, but it is angle half, so it is sin t only. It will be nothing but minus a sin t plus a upon sin t. Since 2 sin theta into cos theta is equal to sin 2 theta, but here angle is half, so it will be 2 sin half t into cos half t equal to sin, maybe 2 into half t, 2 to cancel out, so this is only sin t. Okay, so a upon sin t. If I take sin t LCM, so then it will give us, therefore dx dt equal to, we are taking minus a, because if I take sin t LCM, a, let me take common out of both a and a, it will be minus sin square t. It is 1 minus sin square t in the numerator divided by sin t. It is cos square t upon sin t. It is nothing but cos square t upon sin t. This is the value here. A into cos square t upon sin t. Okay. Now let me put it here. So this is nothing but A into, okay, so this is A into cos square t upon sin t. Try to understand. Into dt, this is dx upon dt value. A cos square t, that clearly. This is A into cos square t. Now here one sin t cancel out. This sin t is sin square. It is a cube twice pi a cube. We have taken outside a square into a. 0 to pi by 2. We are left with sin t only into cos square t into dt. Now here limits we have 0 to pi by 2, and so we can apply gamma function here. So what is gamma function? That we know about. Finally, it will be twice pi into a cube. Sin t is 1 power. It will be 1 plus 1 upon 2. That means log 1 only. Sorry, gamma 1 only. Okay, and this is gamma 3 by 2, because 2 power is a cos square. 2 plus 1, 3 by 2. Divided by twice into gamma 1 plus 2 plus 2. 3 plus 2, 5 by 2. This value total is this. Is twice pi a cube. Here gamma 1 is 1 only. 1 into 1.2 under root pi divided by twice into gamma 5 by 2 is 3 by 2 into 1 by 2 into gamma 1.2. This 1.2 gamma and 1.2 gamma. Sorry, this is gamma 1.2 here. Because 3 by 2, gamma 3 by 2 is 1.2 to gamma 1.2. Gamma 1.2, gamma 1.2, numerator cancelled out. Half is a half cancelled out. And this 1, 2 is 2 cancelled out. This is only 3 in the denominator, 1.3. So answer is obtained as 2 by 3 pi a cube. Answer. It is 2 by 3 pi a cube. Try to understand. So what is this saying? Okay, so this says prove that the volume generated by the revolution of the tractis, this about its asymptote, is equal to half the volume of the sphere of radius a. Of this we know this is volume of the hemisphere, or what is volume of a sphere? We know that what is volume of a sphere. So this is half of that. Therefore, now we know that. Let me clarify. It is 2 by 3 pi a cube. Answer of this. So volume here we have obtained 2 by 3 pi a cube. Now we know that volume of a sphere with radius a is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. R is radius a, so it is a cube. So half of this, if I divide by 2, it will be 2 by 3 pi a cube. This is half of the volume of sphere. This is the same thing. This is equal to half of the volume of a sphere. Same thing. Volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi a cube in this case, if a is the radius. In this case a is there. So it is 2 by 3 pi a cube. Same thing is proved. Hence it is proved. We have to prove that volume of this solid obtained by revolving this tractis around the asymptote here by x-axis. So revolving around the x-axis, we will obtain a solid, a volume of the solid. That volume is half of the sphere with the radius a. This is, we have proved here, 2 by 3 pi a cube we have obtained. This is proved. Hence it is proved. Hence the same thing is proved. The volume of that solid which has been revolved around x-axis, or which is the asymptote for this curve here. So that we have done. Now let us take question number 6. What did question number 6 say? Let me check it. Now question number 6 is of what kind? So here question number 6 says, find the volume of the solid generated by the revolution of the matrix x equal to a cos t plus half a log. Okay, same kind of curve is there. Y equal to a sin t about its asymptote. Now here the same thing is applied here. The curve is same, volume will be the same. Now here we have to prove, but here the answer we have to calculate. So the answer is same. Here it will be a is again here radius, so the volume is same. This question 5th and 6th, I think they have the same answer. So this is also talking about asymptote. About this asymptote. Find the volume of the solid generated by the revolution of the matrix. This question 6th and 5th one is having answer to be proved that its volume is half of the volume of the sphere. This is the question number 6 same. Here again the matrix is the same. Matrix is the same, but only this is the okay variable is also parameter is also t here. So x equal to a into cos t plus half a into log of tan square. The same thing is obtained here. Tan square, sorry, the tan square half t log half a log of tan square half t angle, and this is square here, tan square half t angle. Okay, so this is the question number 50 here. Sorry, 6th and 5th having the same, matrix, same value, answer will also be the same. So that is the question number 6. As the 5th we have done, figure will be same. Okay, let me just do this, and y here is a sin t. This is and y is a sin t here. Y is equal to a into sin t. This is second equation. This is the first equation. Again the same thing. The curve is of the same type. Its asymptote is along the y-axis, sorry, x-axis. So we have to find out that this curve is revolved around its asymptote. This is x-axis here. So x dash axis is y and y dash axis. Here answer is not to be proved. Answer is to be just calculated. But same answer will be there. We have not to say that this is equal to half of the volume of the sphere. Okay, so but this answer will be same. Question is same. Okay, so now let me take here. This is t equal to pi by 2 at this point, and here t equal to 0 we can take, or t pi. Okay, this is t0 here, because at this t0, if I put t0 or along this line t0, or at this t, if I put pi by 2, this is y equal to a here. Undoubtedly, this point is a 0 a point, because x coordinate 0, x is 0 here. Why? Because cos pi by 2 is 0, so this is 0. This is cos pi by 4 1, log 1 is 0. Log 1 is 0, so this is 0 here, undoubtedly. So x is 0. This is 0 and a. Alright. So again, this is t pi by 2 to this, or here we can take 0 to pi by 2. Here also t is 0. At t0, we take by 0, but x tends to infinity from this. So if I put 0 in this case, log 0 is infinity, so plus something is infinity, x tends to infinity. It moves, it meets the x-axis at infinity. Therefore, it is the asymptote here. Okay, so the same curve is obtained. So volume, solution. Let me find out. This is the solution here. So volume of solid. Now again, this is to be revolved around this x-axis. Let me take here. It is P. This is Q, M, and N. delta x, this is delta x here, this is y coordinate, okay, this is x and y, minus x and y, no problem. So the volume of element is strip and then revolving around this, the limit same volume. So volume of the solid generated. I'm doing this directly, okay. So it will be the same thing which we have just obtained. It will be pi, let me take outright 0 to, this is twice pi 0 to pi by 2 limits, because this is whole included, this whole curve. So this, if I find out this is also twice of this curve. So this is revolved, this solid is obtained only from this side, or this side we can take. It will be pi by 2 to 0, but then it will be negative sign, but it is positive here. Same thing. So 2 pi into y square into dx. So dx upon dt, we can write dt. Here t variable same. It is twice pi into y square. Y square is a sin t, that is a square into sin square t, that we did, and this we obtained dx dt, that we write the shortcut method. It was cos square t, a into cos square t upon sin t. It was there, a into cos square t upon sin t, right? It was a into cos square t upon sin t into dt. So again, this is one sin t cancelled out. This is twice pi a cube, limits 0 to pi by 2. It is sin t into cos square t into dt. Applying by gamma function, we know that 0 to pi by 2, if limits are 0 to pi by 2, only then gamma function are applied. And this sin raised power m theta cos raised power n theta d theta will be given as gamma of m plus 1 upon 2 into gamma n plus 1 upon 2. The powers are m, sin power is m, cos power is n. So it will be m plus 1 upon 2 gamma n plus 1 upon 2 upon twice gamma m plus n plus 2 upon 2. This is the formula from gamma function. Okay, so here again the gamma function is applied. Twice pi into a cube, same value. It will be, now this is 1 power. In place of m we have 1. So 1 plus 1, 2 upon 2 is gamma 1. Again gamma 3 by 2 divided by twice gamma. This is 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 by 2. Okay. So this can be written as twice pi a cube into gamma 1 is 1 into gamma 3 by 2 is 1.2 into gamma 1.2 divided by twice into gamma 5 by 2 is 3 by 2 into 1.2 into gamma 1.2. So gamma 1.2, gamma 1.2 in the numerator and denominator cancel out. Okay, this 2 and 2 cancel out, 1, 2 cancel out, and this 2 and this 2 in the numerator cancel out. The half upon half cancel out. This 2 upon 3 by 2, 2 into 3 by 2 means 3 only. It is nothing but 2 by 3 answer is into pi a cube. Again the same, half of the volume of the sphere. This is cubic unit. Same answer is obtained. Because question is the same. Here answer is not talking about that this is equal to half of the volume of the sphere. We have to just find out this volume. Okay, so that is the question we have done, question number 6. Question number 6 we have done, or 6th question we have done. Now let us talk about 7, question number 7. Okay, now what was question number 7? Let me just talk about that. So here question number 7 is of what kind? Okay, it says find the volume of the solid generated by the curve. Okay, here curve is x equal to 2 into a sin square t and y is equal to twice a into sin qt upon cos t. Okay, so this is the curve given to us. Okay, the equations of the about its asymptote. It says about its asymptote. Find the volume of the solid generated by the curve x equal to twice a sin square t and y equal to twice a sin q upon sin qt upon cos t. About its asymptote, it says. Now, if I convert this into Cartesian form, or just write find dy by dx. Dy by dx is dy upon dt upon dx upon dt. Okay, if it is not calculable in terms of the Cartesian form, then what we do, we find out dy by dx and then put the value of t, different values, and then find x and y and dy by dx. Then we trace the curve. That curve tracing will be, how it says, that find the volume of the solid, volume of the solid generated by the curve this about its asymptote. It means asymptote is coming. What kind of this curve will be? Okay, so that we have to just find out, and this curve will be, I'll just talk about it. That it will be this kind of curve will be there. It is of this kind of curve. Here it is the asymptote. Here it is asymptote, and this is x axis, this is origin, by dash axis. Now in this case, what is there? Now if I convert this equation, so this equation will be of, this is 3a type, okay, and this is about asymptote. If I revolve this around the asymptote, okay, about its asymptote is this. This curve is revolved around this asymptote. Only this curve. This is like this. It is like this. Okay, this solid will be obtained. We have to just find out a strip like this, because asymptote is this around the axis of x. Sorry, this around along the axis of y. Asymptote is. So we have to revolve around the y axis. But what is the length of this? If I take P and this is Q point, this is M, let me take, no problem, PQ, MN, no problem. So this is, if I draw perpendicular from this point. Okay, so this is twice a minus x. If I take, this is total twice a here. It will be twice a and 0. Because if I put, let me take y0, if I put here, y0 equal to, here it is y0, twice a sin qt upon cos t equal to 0. Okay, so this is secant t equal to 0. That means, now secant t is 0,